Alright boys, welcome back to a brand new end of the year video here on the channel. Hopefully you guys watched my top 10 albums of the year video. This time around, we have my top 10 songs of the year in 2023. Now of course, as I pop a whole bunch of honorable mentions up on the screen, there's of course so many songs that are amazing and missed out on my list. But I wanted to make sure to narrow this list down to 10 songs that are really important to me, my favorites of the year, and also cover, different artists and different subgenres and genres within my top 10. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video as well, and let's go ahead and get things started.
Hold on, baby, check the score. What the hell you talking for? How many weeks on Billboard? Top 10 like 44.
The first song I chose, Sorry by the Kid Laroi, because it was very impressive to see him open up his album the first time with arguably one of his best songs to date, if not his best. And I'm sure a lot of you guys expected this song on my list anyways, so I just want to go ahead and get it out of the way first. It's really an update on his life, dealing with the money and fame and all the stress that this new stuff has brought him in his life. And I like these lines that were super relatable, where he says, "The pressure's immense. I'm 19, trying to navigate money and stress, weird industry friends, and my family life is intense. And my girl is always upset because I'm always fucking working." I think this first verse, along with kind of the build-up it has into the beat drop, is like arguably his best written verse ever. And that beat drop was extremely rewarding. And I love in the second verse of the song where he does kind of go over his success and get a little braggadocious about his song Stay. I just think Laroi showcasing the rap side of him has improved so much. His production level has improved so much over this type of soul sample is exactly what I needed. This one was an automatic, song of the year for me.
I think I'm falling in love with you. Pink Gucci, proud of anything for you.
At least one song off Ken Carson's album, A Great Chaos, was going to end up making it on my list. And this song right here, Nightcore II, was the most fun to me. I think that Ken's lyrics are mainly overlooked. I mean, they're not like too different than his usual song, but to me, I see this as like more of a love song and at least an attempt, whether he wanted to be kind of basic with his lyrics and cute, on I Think I'm Falling in Love with You, and then naming brands and dressing her up and whatnot. He also could get more, straightforward with his lyrics as well. And I love the line, "Like a wide receiver, I had your hoe wide open." And I just think the flow he used on that entire verse was some of the best rapping to date from him. And the beat has a very bubbly, high energy to it, and that mixing with the hi-hats he kept using on the album was just a good combination. And there's some sort of like flying synth around in the background. I think it's a synth, I'm not entirely sure, but my goodness, does that do something for me. I thought the production was amazing. You really just let this song take you away. Modern Jam is an anthem, stadium type of song, which I'm very grateful I got to see live in concert a few months ago. Travis doesn't really have like his greatest verse or most important lyrics, on Utopia here. And that beat kind of going along with him is what's important here, having that 80s to 90s kind of like club, rave type of feel to it. He gave you electric choruses where it sounds like Travis is on a megaphone controlling the entire arena. And these synths come in, adding more layers, and it becomes super epic. The highlight for me is definitely Tizo's verse, where he lets his vocals unleash on like the biggest moment of his career, and he delivered. And they did such a great job of letting the beat just kind of ride out and do its thing after it had built up and became such a crazy song by the end of it. I chose the song The Black Seminole by Lil Yachty, where he kind of starts off this 6-minute long song, very slower, a lot more mellow, floating around in space. I loved his comparison on this line of "Love is not a lie." It just feels like a Tarantino movie scene as the song kind of just erupts from there with an electric guitar and kind of fades into a different section of the song here. And where it kind of carries you all the way to, about 2/3 of the way into the song, where everything kind of slows down and you kind of get this last little part from Yachty where he just goes "now." And those lyrics to me is what kick-started this new journey for Yachty and this new chapter of his career. And I feel like that is what you're going to look back on when you look at Yachty's 2023 run, where he has not missed since he said those lyrics, and he went on to give us one of the best albums since. And that ending to the song was just such a crazy experience. I believe it's Teiana Gordon giving you a masterclass of vocals and singing, and to me it sounds like something off of like Halo or a video game. I'm giving this song the award for like the stoner song of the year. I love showing friends this song. I had to sneak something off of Glaive's album this year, and I chose the song Teiana. Really, the first couple verses are more, kind of slow. That is what really builds up the song. And to me, the chorus is really good as well on this track, because at least earlier on in the song, you have those strings and the piano is layering in. This song really gets exciting when the second chorus comes in, that second half of the song, because I think that's peak Glaive. It's very, very rewarding, because then that's when the tempo really comes in, the beat drop really hits with those drums coming in and adding layers into that chorus. It's really a song about a relationship, falling out, bickering and arguing, giving you back and forth lines of dialogue almost. And I like the picture you get of, the two over the phone on the lines, like when you called in New York and screamed down the phone, I'm a whore, and you just get so much emotion from Glaive at this point. A very underrated part is definitely the bridge. Jeff Hazen takes it away with that guitar in the background, and I prefer the more alternative pop and pop punk sides to Glaive and what he did on this album compared to his older stuff and with hyper pop, when he was younger.
And if the people that write about me write about me, and I wonder if my exes are oversharing, cause they know a lot about me.
Denver by Jack Harlow is a very important song to me in 2023. That Do You Know sample flip that was used in there, a song by Douglas Penn, really instantly gives this song life right away. Jack expresses his struggle keeping a smile on his face with all the stress that fame has brought him over the years. He has a lot of pressure in his position that he's in right now. This opening verse was very important in my opinion, because you really get to see a side of Jack that not everybody sees or appreciates enough, because this man gets so much slack for a couple pop songs topping billboards, whether he used a sample or not. And I feel like songs like Denver, you really focus on his pen game and are just not valued enough in his catalog, because these are the better songs from him where he's showcasing his talent, but also these are the deeper cuts that aren't charting on Billboard. I love his perspective change he had in the second verse of the song, coming back to his, notebook and finishing off and completing a verse for one of his best ever songs. I'm sure I popped up some of my favorite lyrics, up on the screen, but one of my favorite moments in the back half of the song has to be, if the people that write about me are right about me, and I wonder if my exes are oversharing because they know a lot about me. Definitely a mystery that I have as well.
Took my breath away. I love you like Adam loved Eve.
When I heard Trippy sample Living For Your Love by Melba Moore, featuring at the time who was his girlfriend Sky Morales as the lead single to A Love Letter to 5, Took My Breath Away was a moment for me. It's a very exciting song. I'm probably like the biggest fan of this song. I don't think you're going to find anybody else who enjoys this as much as me. Trippy has 3 pretty short, in and out, well-performed verses, bringing out more of his rap style, which he does every once in a while, which I adore so much, including his homage on the third verse to Tupac, kind of interpolating and using a flow that he would use on that last verse. And I will say, I think Trippy's really let his influences shine in his music in the last year. And I can't go without mentioning that very infectious, chorus that Sky has on this song. Even though it is very repetitive, it's also very deadly. I could kind of sit here and just vibe to the beat in the chorus, all day long. It's super refreshing to hear.
SOS, somebody rescue me. I got too many, they could last me the next 2 weeks.
Sprinter was hands down the song of the summer to me, and one of the best mainstream hip-hop songs all year. It had to have completely exploded and boosted the scene over there in the UK, getting a whole collab EP from the 2 biggest rappers from that area. I mean, this song's just so packed with so many one-liners, and I think it has a very catchy chorus to it as well, and it ends up being one of the more fun songs this year. They complemented each other well and equally went as hard on their verses. On each of their last solo verses on this song, you actually each get a little bit of a drill beat started to be incorporated in the background, and that being paired with one of Sench's opening lines to this track being, "We ain't got generational wealth, it's only a year that we've had these millions," kind of is like a callback a little bit to his success and where he came from, and it feels really nice to hear that on like one of his biggest mainstream songs. And we can't go without noticing Dave's best verse, which he just absolutely eats alive, the last verse of the song. This song just gets better and better as it goes all the way down to the end. I think that's what gave it its replay value and its status this year. It was a great showcase for the UK.
This shit is too crazy. Pink tape here to stay. Got in my Montana Bay. out that Billy Ray.
The highlight of Pink Tape for me was ×2. Ken Carson absolutely spazzed on the beat, which is a cool, like, fun fact for this song as well. He does go through this chorus a ton because it is, you know, kind of a lengthy chorus, but I feel like he gave it so much life and so much character, and I think him adding stuff like the Jace bar was really cool to see. Again, making him kind of feel like the uncle to everyone new in the rap game and in the underground. It was also funny to see him absolutely own his fan page with the line, "Make my Abby pink like my biggest op." Uzi Rare updates. I've never heard anybody talk about a fan page in the song before. The bridge is actually really underrated on this song, where he actually let the song breathe for a second instead of spazzing out over the whole beat. And I love that he says, like, "I lost my breath" and whatnot, because he's going too crazy, and I feel like he just had so much energy on this song. You know, it needed a bridge to break it up for just a moment and then get right back into it. The performance was everything on this song from Uzi. This, like, hands down is one of my favorite songs from him in a long time, and those vocal inflections, you know, to the deep voice, to high, and just everything he added on that last verse made this song even better.
Wake up, get my bread up, done, done, ho.
I knew this song going into it dropping that it was going to be a Benny X in Filthy beat on the song Wake Up by Dom Corleo. You know, the lyrics aren't as deep to me as they are on the other songs. I don't really have too much to break down. I just replayed the hell out of this song, and I wanted to include at least like one underground rap song or something that maybe went underrated, you know, in the mainstream. I think that this song is really Dom Corleo in the fullest form, and he gave you that a few other times on his album On My Own. This is mainly one of his best songs you're gonna get, one of his best performances, mainly what his lyrics are all about. The flow switch towards the end of the verse is really hard. I think it's really important to the replay value of the song. Very enjoyable. I had to throw it in at number 10 on my list. Let me know in the comments down below your guys' top songs of 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to doing these end of the year videos from the top of the year in January, so I have a lot of fun making the songs of the years, the albums of the years, and posting all this content, you know, at the end of the year. 2024, we're taking over, we're expanding, we are going viral. I'm gonna have a crazy year in 2024, foot on the gas the entire year. I have a Twitter, Instagram, go check me out there. We're gonna be so active the entire year. This isn't just a fluke because it's January. I swear to God, we're going hard all 12 months. I love you guys, thanks for all the support, and that is the end of all the 2023 videos. I love you, peace.